And we're live. Welcome back to the Culture and Cannabis podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Full-Time Tony, aka Anthony Lee. Here with my guy, Jeffrey Coates.
JC Coates.
Jeffrey Charles Coates.
Jeffrey Charles Coates in the flesh.
In the flesh. And today we have an awesome guest. JC, who we got today?
Phillip Wolf. Phillip Wolf is in the building.
Tell us a little, man. JC, give us a little intro for Phillip Wolf.
See, okay, we go way back, right? We go way back to the old school Culture and Cannabis days. Phillip is a thriving artist here in Las Vegas. Kind of rolls in the downtown, the DTLV, the culture. You have a rich history. You moved here from Texas, and you've played all over, right? And you're dropping beautiful music. You've probably played 3 or 4 Culture and Cannabis events.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Phillip Wolf in the building.
That was nice.
That was a hell of an intro. Thank you, JC.
We can close the podcast now.
That was it. Thank you guys for coming and listening today. Phillip, I mean, he kind of gave you an overview, but right. So you're an artist. Mm-hmm. What kind of music are you doing? Tell us what you got going on.
Man, so I recently got accepted on the South by Southwest festival lineup, and they labeled me as hip hop soul, and I've always loved that because I feel like that's pretty accurate. So ever since then, I've been rocking with the hip hop soul.
Hip hop soul. And with the lightweight flex of saying that you're on the South by Southwest lineup, which I wanted to touch on, but let's dive into it. So tell us how does that happen? How does one artist go from doing local shows at like the Bunkhouse, Culture and Cannabises, to a massive stage like South by Southwest?
Well, I mean, I'm from Texas, so I'm from like the stomping grounds of South by, which I mean, you guys should. It's growing cannabis-wise too, so you guys should be a part of that sometime soon. Obviously, after all this, but
hook it up.
Yeah, man, I feel like I was really putting in a lot of the groundwork in Texas before then. So I mean, it's kind of a, misconstrued. I feel like moving to Vegas helped though, because it makes you not look as local grown. Because I mean, it's funny. I've been trying to get on South by for a minute, and then I moved to Vegas, and first time I made the lineup. When I moved. So I mean, maybe that speaks volumes that you're actually taking things to the next level. So
Phillip Wolf from Texas versus Phillip Wolf from Vegas.
Right. Yeah.
It looks like you made the move to grow, right? And so maybe they recognize that. And,
I mean, it is Vegas.
And also, it
is Vegas.
Entertainment capital of the world.
Yeah.
So it definitely does help. What part of Texas are you from?
San Antonio.
And so, how old are you right now?
I'm 28.
28. So did you always know that you wanted to be a hip hop soul artist? Or when did that become a kind of like, okay, this is something I want to do, and then it became like reality, and then you moved to Vegas?
So I mean, I've always had a genuine love for music, but my background is actually acting. I actually acted for 10 years. So there was just me grinding on that. I got pretty far with acting and had a management team and an agent, and then she got arrested for embezzlement. So throughout this whole time, I kind of wrote music as a hobby, and then when she got arrested for embezzlement, it kind of just really took the air out of me with acting, and I just found like a new love for, and this was like maybe 2012 that I started taking music real serious.
What were you acting in?
I just did a bunch of movies. I was in a bunch of commercials. They all were on Netflix and failed.
Anything.
But I was consistently working. I was I was the lead role in a movie called Butcher Boys. That it was the same people that made Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So that was really cool. Because there was actually like a long withstanding after that, because horror people are really dedicated fans, so I got to do a lot of cons and stuff like that too, so that was cool. And then I had a role in this movie called Believe Me, and like Shooter McGavin was in it, and like some like random characters like that, so that was cool too.
Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore.
Right. Yeah. I was on Revolution on NBC. I had a part in that too.
Nice.
So that was cool.
And so then things happen with your agent, and then 2012 you're like, all right, fuck it, I'm sending on music.
Yeah. I mean, acting's such a networking game that when you lose somebody like your agent, you really have to claw your way back up, and it was something I was just really exhausted on doing. And music was just kind of coming around at the right time too. So
I feel like acting is kind of like that old traditional style of like the gatekeeper in a lot of ways, right?
Yeah.
To where you could do your 60-second skits on Instagram and hope to get discovered or whatever, but it is like, that it sounds like the agents are still being that wedge, right, and standing in the way. With music, have you found it like easier to just kind of be like directly to the consumer?
Yeah, I mean, you could do it your way. and it's more free. I mean, with acting, you're constantly doing whatever the person who's creating the product wants, and it was very mentally exhausting too. So I think that was kind of refreshing.
Were you like in a union? Was it like a?
Yeah, I was.
So
SAG.
you're like in a union, and then you have like So
were you like a child actor? Like
I started when I was like 9. Yeah, I was in Spy Kids.
Oh, you were in Spy Kids.
Yeah. So that I was just an extra that had a line, so it's on my IMDb. So just because of that one line, but that was where it all started. I was actually casted as an extra, and I just loved the environment and. The big lights and all that stuff. But what I mean by mentally exhausting is, I mean, you can go to 15 auditions and be the best actor and lose it to the role because your tooth is chipped or you're not white or
your agent
right.
isn't as good as someone else's agent.
Yeah, which is the same in music too, but I mean, not as intense as acting for sure.
I think what we've seen with guys like Chance the Rapper, for example, that you don't have to sign to a label to be a successful artist.
Right.
Nowadays, right? You have SoundCloud, you have YouTube, you have Instagram, you have now TikTok, which, I mean, alone with TikTok, you can get 1 million views like that.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about. I mean, and TikTok's a music-based platform. Mm-hmm. It's like it's all based around a song or someone talking in the background. I mean, it was called Musical.ly at first, and now it's called TikTok. But so I think it's just interesting to see.
I didn't realize that was the same. I didn't know it was Musical.ly.
Yeah, and then China bought it, and now they're selling everyone's facial recognition. They're waiting to take over the world, and that's whatever.
Yeah. They're selling your data.
They're all selling their data.
I mean, that is happening.
It's always happening.
So is Instagram.
Yeah.
Maybe.
That's fine.
Now me and Jason are talking about conspiracy theories here.
It's on my Facebook. Why wouldn't?
Yeah, no, it's true. Yeah. It's
Facebook
true.
was already busted.
Go watch the documentary Hacked.
Yeah, go watch documentary Hacked and come back to us.
I want to talk about the creative part, and like, because you're constantly creating, and for the musicians, right? Like you guys can get directly to the consumer, right? You go get a camera, you get a friend, get a couple people, and you go make a music video, and you could probably write the song, in your studio bedroom. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about your process. How does that work?
It's definitely always different. Sometimes I'm drawn pretty heavily to the beat production first, or I kind of started writing music back in high school, and I would do a lot of poetry and stuff like that. So sometimes the lyrics come first. It's really always a different process. But shout out Waterhole Kingdom really quick. We're doing something creative every day, so it's really easy when you're surrounded by like-minded people too. So when you just kind of like throw yourself in a pit of creatives, it's pretty natural, which I enjoy.
Yeah, you definitely roll with a group of talented, legendary creatives here in Vegas. Much love. I just love a lot of people in your camp.
Yeah,
but so
I'm grateful for those guys.
Yeah, shout out to Ness. Yeah. Let's talk about so your strategy, right? Your strategy for a musician, right? Are you creating at a level just for pure like happiness? Or are you going at it trying to make money, trying to get rich, trying to sell more music? Where does it come from?
I think there's just personal milestones that I try to achieve, and I try not to look at like one particular goal. To me, it's just a totem pole, just one step at a time. But I mean, it's pure enjoyment, and those things are kind of bonus. So
like when I look at let me get more direct here. When I look at your Instagram, like some of your tracks, right? You'll have this like beautifully edited video. The track will be dope. You have like 1,000 views and like 80 comments. How does that happen? Like, do you have a strategy for that?
That's one reason I've gravitated towards you, actually, because I have a lot of respect for the way you go about things. I think a lot of
please don't tell him that. Yeah. Please. Thank you. His head barely fits when we walk in.
Did you hear that, Tony?
His head barely fits when we walk into this podcast. Yeah.
I'm gonna play this clip at our next marketing meeting.
Jason's gonna take off his shirt and scream in the mirror listening to this clip.
Seriously, man. From day one, you're willing to take L's or maybe not make as much as you probably should on an event because you want to create a genuine relationship. And I think that was a lot of why I was successful in San Antonio and why it made me want to take things to the next level, because I'm a big fan of Gary Vee, and he's just like, there's no excuse for not like sitting there like an hour a day when you have a promo, and just personally messaging people, genuinely, trying to see how they're doing, what they're grinding on, and then presenting, what you can reciprocate or what you want to get out there. I feel like that's something that you live by too. So
I did that shit today. I did. I hit the search button. I go to the Instagram search. I put in cannabis community, and I just interact with all those people that that I feel are we have something in common with.
And maybe maybe the conversations are general, but the reaching out is genuine, because you had to think of that person and strike
100%.
that conversation. When everybody knows you can check your whole list and send out a mass.
Yeah.
And as an artist that hangs around a lot of artists, we all, it annoys us, because it's just not genuine. So you just feel like another tick on the sheet when they're sending that out. So I just think genuine connection is the most important thing. So
right, you never hit me in the DM with like, the link and the share, like, and comment. You know what I mean?
Yo, please go share and like my photo.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've never met you, bro. Like, the old school Instagram strategies do work. You know what I mean? So let's talk about some of those guys, right? So some of those younger cats might look at you like, okay, he's played at South by Southwest, right? He's, performing around Vegas, not even from Vegas, right? Like, what is the advice that you give to the artist starting in Vegas? How do you get
like somebody who's
your
not
message
normally
out?
like from Vegas?
Like, no, just how about the cats that are 21 in Vegas, right? And they're just trying to like get in the community, get their message out. And
so I moved here with somebody from Texas, and we were both kind of like engulfed in my music and trying to take it to the next level. And one of the things we did before we even moved here, we had weekly meetings, and we would present five ats from Vegas, like people that we found through hashtags. And Tennessee and Stahl were like one of the names brought up. And then like when we figured out that those were some people that we wanted to be around, we went and found them when we got here. So a lot of people don't know that. Like, we didn't just stumble on these opportunities with this group that I'm with right now. It was like we looked for it. So I just think finding a good mentor or a good group of people that is on the same mission as you, that's the advice I would give them. Just continually surround yourself with those people, because
good ass advice.
That's great advice. I feel like that's something that I'm not super great at, is like reaching out to people consistently enough. When I know I need to reach out to somebody, I will, but I'm not just doing it on like a super regular basis. But that's also because like I also sometimes don't value, not that I don't value, I think social media is super important, but sometimes my skill set isn't in social media, it's in being at the boardroom table, making, doing a negotiation or a deal or back end business stuff. So I think that's also important too, is always recognize your strengths.
And core competency. Everybody has them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and social media, and like that's not one of mine. I've been practicing, so I've getting better at it, but that's not my thing.
So you surround yourself with somebody that's awesome at social media?
Yeah, unfortunately.
I go in. I'm going in on the social media.
Yeah, no, JC's a wild man. We talk about it all the time. JC right now has been posting 3 times a day.
Fuck it, man. I'm living on the edge.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
attention spans are only getting shorter, man.
Yeah, and here's the thing. Like, a lot of times, and this is a message to the creators that I'm finding out, is a lot of times like I'll get caught up or I'll get stuck. You ever feel stuck in Instagram? You're like, oh, I don't know what to post next. I don't know what to write. It's like, oh, I can only post one day, so I have to wait till I have something to post for tomorrow. It's like you're always like stuck. So I'm trying to put that on in its head, right? Flip it upside down, posting 3 times a day, living on the edge, get my message out, and it's working.
Yeah. I think something that you're doing really well is making sure that you document everything. Like, you're always taking pictures. Like, you're always like, hey, you don't. JC's just a random person on the street. Hey, you mind taking a picture of me right now?
Do you take like a day off or anything just to reset your mind? Or?
Yes. Yeah, I do.
That's exhausting too.
Because at the end of the day, you're getting pumped full of dopamine, right? And sometimes you get like maxed out on that, and you have to like put it down.
Yeah. Yeah, I know not to call JC on Sunday. So if JC calls me, I'm like, oh shit, what's wrong? Because I feel like that's like a mental reset day for you.
Yeah, Saturdays and Sundays I definitely rest.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, I need to start doing that because it gets exhausting. I think it's just every now and then I get exhausted and then I put it down and have a rest. But I think setting like one day a week is like the proper way to go about it for sure.
Yeah. I think us being in our 20s, I'm 24, him being 28, kind of different mindset, right? Because I'm always on, right? I'm always like, next thing. I don't really take days off right now, and I think that's just because I have the energy not to take days off, and I don't have the responsibilities like a child and a home to take care of and a partner where you might. So I think that's the advantage of being a 20-year-old right now. Take if you can go 7 days a week, send it on 7 days a week.
Send it.
What do you know about the advantage of being a 20-year-old?
I keep multiple 20-year-old people around me
at all times. Today it was Casey and a bunch of 20-year-olds.
I believe in that. I love working with younger people, and I think it's important. I want to talk about a song that you wrote a few years ago that like just went crazy on YouTube. About the Filipino.
He's like, which one?
Oh, yeah.
Culture. Yeah.
I said, I got multiple, dog. No.
That one, like,
man,
really
I don't feel like I have one like crazy viral.
That one really got sent though.
Yeah. Well, it actually hit more on Facebook because I think Filipinos in general more used Facebook than Instagram at that time. So that's my only like million view video right now, and it's on Facebook. I pretty much always felt like I was proud of being Filipino, but I didn't ever feel like I was properly like connected to be a prideful person. But then like my mom got older and wanted to travel there more. So I wrote that song like right after I felt like it was my first trip there as an adult, and it really like sunk in. Especially because growing up, I kind of had a lot of problems with my mom, honestly. Like we just had different personalities, and I mean she's from a totally different place, so I feel like that trip helped me understand a lot, and then I just put it all into that song and ended up doing a lot more than I expect, and that's what's making me like so like proud to be Filipino lately, because after that song came out I was like, oh, wow, like this whole country can have your back just because they're like proud of you.
They're beautiful people. It's a beautiful culture, right?
Oh yeah, you know.
Jason knows very well, actually.
But so did you have the strict mom, the strict Filipino mom?
Yeah, for sure.
So,
and then I have a military dad too.
Oh, and
so
a military
like,
dad. My goodness. Okay,
yeah,
so the double discipline.
Yeah.
Where are you at with discipline these days? Is it something that you like practice, look at, or is it a second thought, or?
I mean, I think I apply a lot of that to what I do. I mean, like I just told you, I bought a new car. I mean, I made sure I saved up.
Nice.
Had a down payment.
Nice.
Made things
what
good.
Kind of car?
Paid off my other car. Just a Nissan Sentra, but
nice.
2020.
Yeah. Fucking A.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
Turn up.
So I mean, just applying it to shit like that, and just my grind too,
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Shit, man.
Are you doing music full time?
Mind if I steal that?
Yeah. Sorry.
Nah. I would say that I split my time with currently with Waterhole Kingdom, which is like all the projects that we're doing over there.
You want to talk about some of those projects?
Yeah, for sure. We're working on this thing called Connection. Check out Junction Complex, and then you'll see how it's spelled. It's KNXN, and it's basically trying to bridge international artists with American artists. So we're trying to right now we're starting with Japan and the Philippines. So we're trying to kind of get some collaborations going with those two.
That's super dope.
Yeah,
that's super dope. And talk about being able to penetrate a market, right?
Yeah.
Find someone that's doing really well in those markets that, and I think we talked before the show, and you were mentioning that people from those markets sometimes are a lot bigger than people from America, and I think that's just because America's media is so honestly like number one in the world, where compared to some other countries where it's not. So I think it might, I think when you're a talent, there's a lot of talent happening in America, and when you have really good talent in different countries, those can explode, but not necessarily translate over to America. And I think other countries look at us differently when it comes to like music and like sports and stuff that like entertainment in a sense, right? Because like Ariana Grande and Taylor Swift, these are people that are known around the world, but I don't know the biggest artists in Japan. I couldn't name them. Yeah. But if you go to Japan and ask them who's the biggest artist in America, they'll tell you.
Right. And that's the goal, because some of these artists are really doing well over there, and I just feel like there's like a language barrier. So what better way to like dip your toes than to collab with some Americans and kind of work your way into trying to adapt, I guess.
I tried to listen to some German rap the other day.
How did that happen?
I was watching a Vice thing on this rapper who's like a nut job, and he's like crazy, bro. I think he's from Russia, actually. No, maybe it wasn't Germany. Maybe it was from Germany. I forget now. But this guy was nuts. And I was just like, all right, I'm gonna check out some of his songs. I check out songs. It actually kind of slaps, honestly. Okay. It's kind of like old school. It's like 90s hip hop, but from Germany or Russia.
There's some good stuff coming out of like all countries. Like right now.
True.
Yeah, right now we're trying to do that research, and I mean the language barrier always sucks, but when you got that bounce and you kind of get their feeling and stuff, you can kind of separate who's coming out, and they make good music. It's dope.
Where's the real heaters coming out of?
Right now we've been really diving into Filipino artists and Japanese artists. There's this guy JP Bakalan, and he's an R&B singer, so that's right up my alley, which I like him a lot. Nice. But then there's this group called Bow Wow Clan, and they're similar to like Wu-Tang vibes, so that's that too.
Nice. Yeah, check those out.
So you how long have you always used cannabis, or?
Yeah, I started like senior year of high school probably.
In San Antonio.
Right.
So how was that like experience?
Where are you guys from?
I was born and raised in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm from Oklahoma City, but I've been here for 16 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man, it was like, yeah.
Was it
I
nuts?
think about how lax and shit everything is. Like, it's crazy to me that we're smoking. Yeah, it was like, they made it seem like it was such a drug there. It was bad when I was growing up.
For sure, yeah.
And it's still like that. I mean, if you get caught with weed in Texas now, I mean, you can still go to jail.
Yeah, we went to Utah over Mother's Day.
I think it's now a ticket.
Oh,
I think they did pass. Yeah,
decriminalize it.
Right.
I knew that. I know that for a fact that hemp is making a big surges in Texas just because you can grow it everywhere.
Last time I went, there was CBD spots everywhere, so I don't think they're far now from.
It's just a matter of them, turning that switch on, and once they do, that's going to be a massive market, man. That's going to be an insane market. But I could see that market also being like California market, where it's kind of like what's actually
the Texas market.
Yeah, I could see it just because you're so close to Mexico. With like the illegal market and the illegal market mixing together, and I don't even want to call it the illegal market, the black market.
Well, yeah, Texas is going to be crazy.
Market.
Texas is going to be crazy. But, yeah, I have no idea.
I have no idea. That might be the last state to go, honestly. Anyways, you started smoking weed in high school.
Oh yeah.
So, you obviously continue smoking weed. When did you move to Las Vegas? What year?
Last year. Well, October 2018.
Oh, so then you move out here pretty recently, and then you come to Vegas, and then boom, weed is legal in 2018 here, recreationally, and then so obviously you dive in deeper, or you hit in the dispensary scene. Tell us about that transition.
Well, you were at working at CMEX for the first culture in cannabis in 2019.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
so you got smacked in the face with the cannabis culture.
No, yeah,
right?
it's been tripping me out. I mean, I'm used to it now, but I remember like being wild because back home you call the 3 dealers that and whatever flavors each of them have is what you're stuck with. You know what I mean? And then now you can do anything, dabs, all that shit. What
do you smoke regularly? Like, what's your go-to?
I like the wax pens, and then I like flower, and I just roll blunts and J's.
Lots of backwoods or what?
No, I like Duchess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Keep it classic.
Well, I used to like White Owls, but
even more
my
classic.
girl got me on Duchess now, so.
Cracking up with those Duchess.
Nice. Nice. Well,
but you also did a video for us.
Oh, he did. Yeah, you did do video for us.
We did two videos.
Oh, yeah.
For 420.
Yeah.
Which were dope. So let's talk about the first one that had music involved.
Did you guys like those?
Oh, I loved them.
Yeah.
Like, when JC showed it to me, I was having a shitty day, and that was the only thing I was hyped about.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, man. I was nervous.
I was like, this is so fantastic.
Yeah. We're talking about the 420 stay at home, stay high extravaganza.
Yeah.
You were scheduling the whole thing, pretty stressed out.
Yeah.
And you made a couple videos. Those were dope.
Oh,
one was with the artist. Who is that? It's Dubai or
Doobie, yeah.
Doobie.
Okay.
We have an EP coming out soon. So
sick.
What was that song?
It was called Headshot. That's gonna be off our new EP.
Oh, sick.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Sick.
you guys gotta go check that
Damn,
out.
because I've been looking on your Spotify to try to figure out where that song
Where
was,
that song is?
and I couldn't
Yeah.
find it.
It's not out yet.
Nice. It's a banger.
I thought it was gonna be a cool little sneak peek, and then do the whole weed thing. So.
Yeah, no, it was sick.
Yeah.
And then your acting skills came out, and now it kind of all makes sense because I didn't realize that you were an actor before. But then the fact that you said that you're an actor makes sense why that video was so good of you guys in the park.
I was like, damn, Philip's really acting.
Yeah.
Man, I miss acting a lot. I really do like acting.
Nice.
I wish we had. You know what we need on this podcast is that we need. If you guys listen to Joe Rogan podcast, we need a Jamie.
Yeah.
Someone that's like here in the back, like. Well, I guess we have a Rick.
We have Rick. Rick's back
And
there.
I just gotta prep Rick up to be able to get other things.
Rick's
But
back there doing
I
this.
should have had the video prepped so that people could see that we're watching, could see the videos because they're hilarious.
Yeah.
But we'll post them up after the podcast.
Yeah.
They were fantastic.
Well, let's wrap it up. That was a good one. That was 40. Are we not doing
I don't
episodes
do.
anymore?
I'm done doing the episode numbers because listen, every time we do it, JC tells us it's one thing, I say it's one thing, and then I'm wrong, and then we're wrong, and it doesn't really matter what episode it is because we do it every Thursday. So just know that every Thursday we're gonna be here, on the podcast with or without a guest, and we're gonna be talking with you guys about whatever the hell we're gonna want to talk to you guys about. If you guys want to listen, that'd be great.
Yeah. Cannabis and culture.
Culture.
Where can they find
Culture
you?
and cannabis.
Where can they find you, brother?
You can find me on IG at Phillip Wolf. Stay tuned for the EP. It's coming out soon. Thank you guys.
Woo!
Oh, shout out Waterhole Kingdom too. Make sure you check out our projects, Connection. Thank you guys for having me. Seriously.
Yes.
Dope. JC, what do we got?
this was fun.
What do we got going on?
Well, we got a ton of stuff going on. We got a ton of stuff going on. Tomorrow, actually Friday, this Friday. Is Friday tomorrow? It is Friday.
Yeah, tomorrow's Friday.
Yeah, so tomorrow, the Ready to Rolls are officially dropping at Acres Dispensary in Cureleaf. Go get them while they are hot.
Are you hyped or what?
I'm super hype. I mean, listen.
This was a product that JC was very proud about.
Yeah, I mean, it's for the hustlers, for the guy on the go, right? It's priced at a great price point. It's the Ready to Roll, no sticks, no stems. I think they're like $40 at Acres Dispensary, Cureleaf.
You get a quarter.
Yeah, you get a quarter
pack of papers.
7 grams, free pack of culture and cannabis papers.
These papers right here.
Boom, go
Super
get 'em.
nice.
I think the
Papers
so we got
and the tips in there, the filters.
Yep.
And they're perforated. That like the perforated tips. I was like, wow,
It's
Chuck,
everything.
Chuck, you did yourself, buddy.
Yeah.
You
So-
outdid yourself.
Yeah, so if you like the crutches, it's perforated.
So it's super easy to roll. And even if you don't know how to roll a crutch, boom, it essentially teaches you.
Yeah, hit the QR code. Full-time Tony is going to teach you
Yeah.
how to roll a joint.
Me personally, I'm going to teach you how to roll a joint. It's a very in-depth conversation about how to roll in the joint.
It's the Ready to Rolls. I think they're testing at 33% THC, ton of terps. It's fire weed. Go pick it up.
I'm really excited about it.
I am too.
What else have we been doing?
Man, I don't know. Where should we?
Culture is food.
Culture is food. Culture is
We've
food.
been rocking out with culture is food, dog.
We're making so much content.
It's ridiculous.
It's insane.
We just did two episodes that we're gonna be dropping soon. We just did a home episode with the wonderful and lovely Joy.
Yep.
Leilani.
Leilani
How do you
Joy?
say your last name?
Leilani Joy Bernardo.
Bernardo. I thought it was Bernardo. I don't want to mess it up. We did an awesome home episode with her, with Christine from Bloom and her
At my
husband
house, yeah.
at JC's house last week. That was a bunch of fun. And then we just did this past week. We did Gen T's.
We went to downtown Las
Sev-
Vegas, the East End,
7th and Carson.
7th and Karsten.
And we got some dank food. That was dope. And yeah, we've just been rocking and rolling on content.
So those episodes will be dropping, I think, the end of this week. So probably tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah, the next couple days. And I felt like we had something else that we were dropping soon here. I can't think about it. We'll be in Reno soon. If you want to see your boy, I'll be in Reno on the 29th to the 2nd. We'll be doing some content up there. Maybe I can be up for some models, and maybe we'll do some dope shit. And that's really it.
Yep. And I think we're gonna announce an event late next month.
No, next week. We're gonna announce next week. We have an event.
We have an event, and we're going to announce it
next week.
Next week.
Yeah, we have an event coming up. It's a very responsible social event. We're working with some great people. We're working with the Drop and Nevada Normal.
It's gonna be a fundraiser
for a great cause. Should we just announce it right now?
Send it.
Okay, we're gonna be doing an event on June 28th called "Drippin' at the Drop." and it's going to be a fundraiser for Nevada Normal, put on by us, The Drop, and Nevada Normal. The idea is that we're going to have people in the industry come out. We're going to be washing cars, $10 a car wash. All money goes to back to Nevada Normal to help them fight for cannabis reform laws. And we're going to have some vendors out there that'll be spaced 6 feet apart. If you don't feel comfortable getting out of your car, that's fine. You can stay in your car. You can still support. And the people that are comfortable get out of the car, they can come and get out. I think Pizza Stone's going to be popping up there. I think we're going to have DJ Kelly from, I forget the radio station, but we'll get back to you on that. And it's going to be a great time. The Drop's probably going to be doing some awesome specials, right?
Yeah. We're getting back to normal.
We're getting back to normal, and I think this is a great way to get the community back together. It's going to be June 28th on Sunday. The times haven't been completely decided yet, but we will be putting those details out here probably next week.
Boom.
And that's it.
There it is.
Culture and Cannabis Podcast. Don't know the number, but it doesn't matter. We'll see you guys next Thursday. Anthony Lee, a.k.a. Full-Time Tony, here with JC Coates.
JC.
Peace.
Peace.